Okay, I got my table set up. Just gonna go looking around at some pictures of the moon. Yeah, so I'll keep mentioning too as I'm doing these on this board, like the way I have it. The It seems to me the most crisp and clear imagery that I can ever give you, no matter what position, is if I was walking around right at the outskirts that the veil rides. If I was in that area, because I got you right here, you're on the glass looking up at the moon. Everywhere else, from let's say, I'll put you as far south as I think I could get you. Again, this is not mathematically sound, but it makes sense. Think about it. In other words, I don't have the mathematical equation to tell you how far I'm bringing you from here, which I'm telling you right now. Right now, I got you right pinned against the veil, looking up at the moon. And when you're at the veil, pinned up, looking at the moon, look how clear the imagery is, right? See how clear everything is there? And I could go from moon to moon and do this. In other words, not moon to moon, but moon photograph to moon photograph, whatever. So I'm going right back on the glass, and I'm still not even all the way tight. I'm still not even right at the veil. I'm probably, a couple hundred miles from the veil. Who knows? Because my camera is not right on the glass. It's my tripod that I have doing this. So anyways, when I'm looking up, when I'm at the around where the veil is, and I'm looking up, that's why the Antarctic Treaty. It's got to be one of the reasons for the Antarctic Treaty, I'm thinking. Because as I go around and I do this from image to image, no matter what, you would look up and you would see this with your eyes. Because I see these images. I'm going to go back to my moon. These are the three that I see. These are the turns that I get. So when I look up, and I'm right about, let's say, because I'm in Massachusetts, so I'm going to guesstimate right around here somewhere. So when I look up with my eyes at night, this is what I see. Now I see the imagery. Today I do, but the rest of my life I didn't. All my earlier years, it's this fucking thing move on. All my earlier, I got to put some tape on these fucking things. I never knew this. I just thought it was dark spots on the moon. I thought like everybody else, those were moon craters, and I was all fucked up, man. I was a zombie. So these three, when I look up, actually I don't even think I get this one really. I get this one. I get this one. Yeah, I get more along the lines of these three, I would say. Yeah, when I'm looking up at in my eyes, not on my reverse telescope. Actually, so in other words, this would be reversed to my eyes. I should do a table with someone that has a forward telescope, so I don't confuse people when I'm talking about this stuff. But if this was the other way, to my eyes is what I see it. I'm going by this dark area. I'm trying to point this dark area here. So if you flip this, that's what I see with my eyes. Obviously, this is what I see with my telescope, because this is my telescope taking this photograph. So yeah, somewhere around there. Because the reason why I can say that is because there's an image. If I had these flipped, There's some that I can see from the ground, kind of like this. You know, when you're picturing yourself on the ground, I can see certain things, and I'm trying to go in with my camera, but my camera and my telescope get glared out, and I get glared. But with my eyes, I can see the imagery. It's this, what I call the outer imagery. It's not the deep in stuff. And then, of course, as you go in, you'll lose that outer imagery. As I zoom in and go looking around, I'll start losing that. My point being is that depending on where you are standing on the Earth, looking up at this moon, is going to depend on how you're seeing the imagery that's in it. I mean, we've had telescopes for a long time. Yeah, there's that fucking dog, too. Yeah, it's definitely... What is this thing? I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get this perk too because I think he's a dog. At least I thought he was. His face don't look like a dog here, but his he's another body image. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep going around him and I'll get him as the dog eventually. Let's see. I'm looking for a tail to confirm a body. He does have a little tail back there, don't he? A tiny little fucking tail. Her titty. It's her titty of this chick that makes the tail of this dog. Let me see if I can get him back again. I don't know. Alright, we'll just look around. So I have a blue filter on there. I got a bunch of different lights I keep screwing with. I'm looking for things myself, so you just feel free to look around. I'm looking for certain things. And at the same time, I want, others, whoever comes to these videos, to just look around so they get familiar with the imagery. Where's that reflection coming from? The tape? Yeah. See, now I can come all the way off like this now that I blacked out the inside, the glass. I painted black around. That was a good idea. I'm a genius. Fucking genius. Yeah, glare, getting rid of that glare helps. It's like looking around at the telescope at nighttime. Through the telescope, I mean. If I had the scope, I could crop things a little bit better for you, but I already been doing that, so I'm just taking a break from putting the telescopic lens on. Because if I put the telescopic lens on, it does help to zoom in and separate the smaller images. Hmm. So, once you get to know them and stuff, fucking thing. Once you get to know them and where everything is, it gets easier and easier to pick shit out. Like the mouth, let me get you on him first. Okay, his mouth, eye, nose, and mouth. His mouth sticking out, right? Now, I've done this videos on this fucking thing. I've traced them out. I've traced out half of the shit around this guy, right? Or around this image. I don't want to say guy. But anyways, let me get him a little better for you. Okay, so right here, all the colors pull into it. I got red in my background. I got different things. I can get them in a bunch of different ways where his face alone, this face right here, will change several times over. I also point out that inside his face is other faces. So if I go in on his eye real deep and I put the other thing on for you, you'll see that there's more images. His eye is another image. His nose is another image. You can actually probably make out this image right here that's inside him. Let me come back again because it gets confusing. Okay. His mouth, what's going on in his mouth area. Okay. Same thing, eye, teeth of another image right here. There's another image right here, eye, nose, broken up teeth of this, I don't know what ape, I guess, ape category, rodent category. Come back out again so we can stay focused. Okay, I can do the same thing with his whole upper forehead, his nose. What's going on his nose? His nose is part of that. Let me find it for you. Hold on. I'd have to get the, because if I zoom in, I'm going to get blurry. Yeah. I'd have to put the telescopic lens on, but you get the point. You get the idea. You can look around in here yourself and you'll be able to see this much more clear. It's image within image within image, okay? So now, concentrating on his mouth, you'll always remember his mouth. Now, see the big lips and everything like that, right? See this going on? Now, I can change him up in a lot of different directions and change him up a little bit at a time and give him several different looks just by going from my left to my right to moving around, right? Keeping an eye on him. See, now his forehead's bigger now. See, his forehead's larger from this angle. His eyes look a little different. He changes up a little, right? But now, of course, that one mouth works for many, many mouths because I can pull back to here and other things too, and eyes and other shit as well. Let me try to find them now. Because also works as this mouth. Eye, big, huge face, hair on the sides and everything, and a mouth right here. See? I'm trying to get them a little better for. And I can change over to these other pictures as well and try getting them. Now that same thing, that same mouth, works for the left eye. Here's the right eye of this thing with the cone nose right here, which I don't. It's kind of like a. It looks like a cone nose from there, but when I go in on him, watch. I'm just trying to get you to keep an eye on the mouth. Okay, so again, there's the mouth. There's the mouth. Keep an eye on him. He's now an eye. That mouth is now an eye. An eye for this other large face, which I'm a little close for, because otherwise you're going to pick up all this other imagery that's in here, that's in that image. But just to get you out here, there it is again. Eye, schnoz, big fucking pointy schnoz. On this, I'm going to call him human. The rest of him looks human. But that works as an eye there. That's the way the whole system works. It's like that. It's image within image within image. It's a beautiful thing because that's it's a lot of good evidence for us. See, on the tracing table, I can get things even closer because my camera, the way I got my camera set up on this, if I can get in just 3 or 4 inches closer, I'd be better off. I did make another. I did make something that gets me in closer. Hold on. Yeah, I custom made a couple things. This one does get me in a little bit closer at an angle, but still, I could still use another couple more inches in. I've been talking about the periodic table and the standard model, particle standard model, and people are gonna be really upset about this, hearing me spout this shit out of my mouth that I'm gonna be talking about. And I don't know, man. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way the system is. It's the way it is. The evidence that it is this way is all here. Anybody wants to deny this evidence, that's, typical. Everybody always does deny truth, reality, everybody, and nobody wants it. So don't be upset at me because the system is what it is. I'm just trying to bring it and share it and get others to awaken so that we can take back this technology. It's not a setting out to hurt anybody thing by waking everyone up, and that's the way everyone acts. Everyone acts like, the wake up. Oh, you're fucking waking me up. You ain't waking me up. I went to college. You don't know shit. It's not about that. It's not about how smart you are. Everything that we've been ever told, everything we've ever been told has been a lie. And we have to go back to the beginning and fix it all now. And the technology, I'm telling you, it's not going back to Stone Age. I mean, that's what I keep trying to explain to people. It's the opposite of what you think. The technology will blow the shit we have today away. We have been dumbed down. We've gone in a reverse. Maybe they're right about the veil being turned in reverse and going in reverse now. Maybe it was going the opposite direction 4,000 years ago, and that's how it all went wrong. It's a good possibility. Hopefully someone's out there actually looking into the evidence of that. So, as crazy as things may sound as that I'm spewing them out of my mouth, you should be grateful that I'm not afraid to say the shit. And it's provable. You can go look. You can go look at the things I'm telling you. I'm not telling you so I'm showing you videos and saying, oh yeah, believe what I'm saying. No, I'm specifically doing everything I'm doing in front of you, in front of whoever comes to this channel, so that you'll know how to do it. I'm calling out everybody and anybody who's got big channels. I am calling them out in the same at the same time, and I'm saying no, 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 no. Stop lying to everybody. You can go see this for yourself, and if they're gonna refuse to go look for themselves, well, then I know they're just part of the shit show, and I can move on, and I don't want to be bothered with anybody that's involved with the shit show. They're just gonna distract me, and I'll be distracted, and I won't be able to get to the bottom of all this. I've just learned to do that over the years to not take anyone else's word for it. So why should I expect anybody to take my word for anything? I wouldn't want them to. That's where it all goes wrong. Oh, so and so went to Harvard. You should listen to him when he No, has nothing to do with that. Don't want to be bothered with your games. So when it comes to the periodic table and the standard model, of course you're going to think, everybody told you that these things were true. So you're just thinking that, it is what it is. Why would they lie to me? Well, they have. They've lied to you. And it wouldn't be no big deal to me if it was true, but when I'm going and trying to figure out the rest of this system and I'm using the periodic table as I know it, that I can see of it, that they allow me, that I'm allowed, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Wait a minute, the system itself, you can watch the system working. The system doesn't have any up, down, left, right, backward, forward. It just doesn't happen. So why would I be using a periodic table based on these atomic weights that are going to make some things go up and what we know is up and others go down? No, that's a human construct. Just like I keep saying about the wheel. Uh, since the invention of the wheel, things have been really fucked up. We never needed that wheel. And look at all the wheels going nowadays. And not just the tires on the road, but the gears that move clocks, and all this shit never was needed. None of the gears, when any circles, anything round was unnecessary. This technology does not require it. It's all wasted energy. But of course, you got even if I was a Harvard grad or a Yale graduate, 10 years of scientific study, it still wouldn't matter. So okay, why would I waste all my fucking time to go through all that? And then if someone like that actually awoken with that kind of background, they would just call them nuts, and they'd be part of the system, so they'd be thrown, banned even quicker. Me, at least I get to put it out there and just say, "Oh, some crazy dude, you don't know shit," and then I just get written off as a nobody, so I can continue on with what I'm doing without remorse. But if I did have all those other things and I found this, and I tried coming out about it, and everybody was telling me I'm fucking, oh no, you're nuts. Wait a minute, I can show it to you. You can see it with your own eyes. How can that be nuts? I'm not telling you to take my word on something. I'm not telling you. That's what made me think of particle standard model. They tell you that you can't see it. It's there, but you can't see it because by the time your eyes see it, it's already gone. That's it. That's their explanation for the standard model, which is the same fucking thing with this light. That's what I'm saying about the light. The light that comes from behind the moon, the sun, the stars, all that that's related to the radiation band. It's like light bulbs. Like the power source hits it, it gets its light, and that's where it's getting its power from, is from that radiation band behind the veil. We can see it. We can see it with our eyes. We can test this. We can print up these moons like I'm doing now, test the different lights from behind compared to the lights from the front. Then we go outside with our telescope. First of all, we got to be outside with a telescope to take these pictures in the first place. So you're going to even start noticing it then. Nighttime moons compared to daytime moons, that kind of thing. I'm already at 25 minutes, so I better pack it up. All right. I'll be back. I'm just going around doing these moon pictures and trying to get you in on them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So which way is this turning? So I should be back here. Let me see something. Hold on. Okay, I'll be back.